Hi, and welcome to Odyssey of Ascension. This is Roxanne once again. Thank you for tuning in, and we get the channel again today. How awesome are we? Yay!
Yay!
Very good. All right, here we go. And greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius. We bid you a good day. We have some idea of virtues to, let's say, speak about. In the first idea, we would like to discuss the idea of honesty, integrity, the constructs, the strictures thereof. Stand by for slide. Really active today, isn't it?
Yes.
Talking about baby Ra moving around, entertaining himself, starting to walk, crawl, evolving, eating Cheerios. That's awesome. Let's talk about honesty, okay? I don't give a shit if you're honest to anybody else. Doesn't matter. It's a mirror. You can lie your ass off and be perfect about it. Doesn't matter. Even your lies are your best self. Always know that. So in the idea of honesty, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to understand who you are to understand the idea of what's in you. When you feel an idea of being honest to yourself, and you know you want to choose the idea of honesty inside of yourself, but you can't, then that's another level of what? Awareness, which is everything. Evolution, seeing what's going on around you. There's also the idea of convincing. Do you guys try to convince yourself of things? You have an idea of it now, you want to choose this, and you're afraid of it, so you convince yourself if this is idealizing, then this is going to work out, or maybe this is the worst that's going to happen. So you kind of like talk yourself into it, or try to motivate yourself by convincing yourself with decorated words from the past that make sense to give yourself validation to make your action okay if you take it. And it could be an action of trust, of the self. It could be the action of fear or not choosing when you know you want to choose. It doesn't matter. Be honest with yourself. Kick yourself in the ass. Be the dragon. We talked about that. Kick yourself in the ass. Know what you're doing to yourself. Start to really reflect in the nows that they are the ideas of a mirror to you. That's how co-creation works. If you lived in a cave, you have no movement. You can't reflect back your energy in that idea. There's no mirror in that idea of movement of energy. Different portions of, let's say, frequencies being integrated with you, let's say co-created with you. So the cave is just the cave is just the cave until you push up daisies once again. So you want to look at the co-creation. When you get out there in action and feel that vibration, that's the time. That's the time. That's nasty. To be, Roxy said that, sorry. To be honest with yourself. Lie to yourself. Go ahead, doesn't matter. Lie to someone else, you're lying to yourself. Go ahead, doesn't matter. But it hurts to be honest with yourself, because why? What is kicking your ass when you're truly honest with yourself? I want you to stop and think about that and look at the tendrils that bring up that emotion that convince you to lie to yourself instead of being honest with yourself. Because you don't want to feel that pain, that emotional attachment, that awareness, that defeat, that failure, that responsibility you failed. All leading back to that idea of yourself through being honest with yourself. Choose the honesty. The honesty is going to be so freaking awesome for you to start doing that. It's the idea of indifference. It is so large. But in this now, indifference is kind of like this. But when you really understand what indifference is, on how you could free yourself from so many ties of reality around you that you don't see by being indifferent to the frickin' mirror, not giving, quote, a shit about things that have nothing to do with you. And there's an idea of choice of honesty, isn't it? Oh yeah. Honesty is the same thing. Convincing is the same thing. Those are constructs to keep you away from a certain vibration that sits below you. You can feel it. I want you guys to start playing it. This is a sense of channeling we're going to tell you. It's the thought block. You know the entire conversation, but you have to speak one word at a time. You can feel it. It's airy, but yet it's noticeable. So down here, when you are being honest with yourself, and you can start to feel the results of you choosing yourself and honesty, there's an underlying tug, a vibration, a feeling. And that's decorated with all kinds of illusions. All kinds of shit that keep you away from being honest with yourself. And they talk you into it. That's you convincing yourself that you don't need to be honest with yourself. You don't need to really do that because the outcome's going to be okay, because you convince yourself of probable outcomes that are good enough to deal with, that you can be okay. We're not here to be okay. We're not here to be okay at all. We're here to kick some major ass. The destruction of an illusion. To tear down the walls of Jericho. To take this illusion and wipe it off. Done with it. Thanks for playing, but we're done. Okay, we've been at this a long time. And you can't do it through a structure. Save thyself. That's it. And what we do through our, let's say, and you, remember that you guys are right here in the middle of this conversation. Through ascending millions of other species from an idea of limitation, never to this depth though, we have always discovered in all of them that self-awareness, choosing the love, is, let's say, reactionary in the mirror, which is the idea of love vibrating, giving the conscious self confidence without convincing, proof without seeking, and then a knowing that shifts into a wisdom that never needs to be remembered ever again in an idea of satisfying you, falling back on that idea, remembrance of how it worked before. It becomes a wisdom that you never need that portion of that experience to convince or validate you anymore, to take yourself in justification and moving forward of choosing yourself. Know that. Know that that is you understanding a whole new pool of awareness that we have discovered, and we're talking the human collective, because once again you guys are right in the middle of this conversation. This human collective on ways to ascend to species. Okay? Don't worry about sending in this construct that was the past. You guys are all gods. You are individuals creating your bubbles. Realizing a new way to evolve yourself. This individual journey that is yet to be expressed from this now forward. And you guys are the rodeo of that. Okay? So look at the self. When you're in interaction and action, interaction, that action, you're so fucking afraid to be honest with yourself because why? Because you're trying to be accepted by those others in the mirror, to where you won't be that honest. You may fall back on a B plan. You may convince yourself once again that it's okay not to be honest with yourself in this now. You're so afraid to be honest in the mirror. Families, parents, we get emails galore. And then we get this idea, and we'll throw this one in here too. This is how we know. We get people saying, I can never be that in front of other people. I don't have like-minded people around me. Well, change them. You have all the people around you you will ever need. They're always there in the now. But you're convinced that that person won't change its version because you define them from the past. And therefore, in that interaction, parents, lovers, friends, co-workers, especially lovers and spouses, as well as family members, you have convinced yourself not to be honest to the mirror or to them, which is being honest with yourself, because they will never, never understand. Bullshit. They're gods. Everybody journeys home. Everybody journeys home. One life cycle after another, after another, after another. We always go home. Every single time. There's no not going home. Okay. It's all right, baby. You okay, baby? Just ready to go and play, huh? So in that idea, everybody goes home. So fear nothing about them. Don't put that structure. Here you go. Here's this big ton of bricks saying that, oh, you'll never understand what I will. Okay, that's not arrogance. That's fear. That you won't be accepted in the mirror. So you won't be honest with yourself to them. And you just bullshit yourself by saying it's being okay. And there's another shift. That's one aspect. Let's go over to the other shift of convincing. I know this is going to work out. You use ideas from the past to convince yourself that things are going to be okay. They're always okay already. You are taking your energies of now, placing that energies of now and putting it on a future now in time, and convincing yourself through the idea of lack and a filtered trust of yourself to allow the now to be what it's going to be. You don't need to convince yourself of the future. The future is so perfect, so wrapped up, so neatly packaged in unbelievable unknowns waiting for you. All you got to do, as we've said it before, is choose yourself. Let go, fear nothing, trust yourself, be naked, the whole deal, the whole gambit we've been talking about. And that convincing no longer needs to be, and that's a vibration of lack. What do you feed to the mirror? Vibration, not words. Oh no, mirror doesn't hear you, words. Mirror hears vibration. Vibrate, vibration. So look at that, look at that. And in the practicums coming up, okay? Here's my idea, guys. Sylvester, Roxy, and we're talking Roxy's self, the badass that she is up here with us. We want you to go on your own. There will come a fundamental time that you will not watch these channels anymore because you just know them. You know yourself. Then you get to go play in your whole world over there. Stay around as long as you want, of course. But you will find yourself, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to start choosing where your nows become the joy of the now. You become your own master once again. You are your own domain. You are your own self, and you go and play in the endless garden of gods. That's what you're going to do. That's where you're going. By listening to this now and having the ability to know that you are the God. And this venue of being honest with yourself, although it doesn't look grand in the now, much like indifference doesn't look that large of a scope because it is dim in some aspects, but you will see indifference will make you a, let's say, a dragon among dragons, truly. And this idea of being honest with yourself is kicking yourself in the ass. Saying, I'm going to speak to that person and speak my joy. Now let's not go run out and try to preach to people. We'll say that again. Don't do that. In the now. Don't think about Monday on work and how you're going to react to the idea of a coworker that's been kicking your ass and that's been getting under your skin. That's then. In the now, be the now, and let that now play out in that now, and just have the attitude of gratitude. I'm going to be honest with myself in that now, and I'm just going to speak my frickin' joy. And no convincing is ever needed again in that aspect, because the vibration will speak the truth of yourself, and that mirror reflects that idea back to you, and the whole version of that person in your reality changes. Whatever it is, you will know yourself. However they react, you will know yourself. And that is unshakable. That's where you're going. To the isness that commands the idea bubble with no arrogance, no lack, no convincing, only truth to the self, freedom of all the tendrils of hidden ideas, of limitation unbeknownst to you until the revelation of every now of you being honest, choosing yourself, not bullshitting yourself. Trust it. This one right here will get you to the church on time. It'll get you to a new place. In the actions, we've told many of you, and we had huge feedback of the idea of 1 week to do this idea. This is the same idea. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Take the time off. Wherever you're at, be honest with yourself. Trust it. Don't convince yourself about tomorrow. Don't rely on the past. Be naked to the now. And the only thing will happen is you vibrating at a frequency that is unknown to you in experiential reflection, and that reflection will validate your own choices over and over and over again, only adding to the vitality of your own trust. Trust in yourself. Honest. The idea of integrity. Okay, you don't need to be in integrity with others. Lie your ass off. You know it's only lying to yourself. So when you're honest with yourself, you can never lie. It doesn't matter if you do or not. It's a limitation of judgment. Take your rodeo to the next level. Find yourself in the next few days. Be the self of honesty with your parents, with your lover, with your spouse, with your kids. They're gods. They don't need to be coddled. They don't need to be, let's say, protected. You will diminish their vibration when you put the ideas of they are less than, that they need the idea of influential from a security world of bullshit. Sprout them with your love and watch them grow into a thunderous God, a dragon upon earth, revealing itself, the God that it is, to the world. All of you are doing that. That's where this rodeo is going. It's going nowhere truly to where we think it's going. We only can scope ourselves to the edge of our framework, and the framework is limited. Beyond the framework is where we're going. That right there is a gift for you to perceive beyond measure, to see where humanity has the possibilities of going. Not everyone will go, have no concern. Once again, they're gods. Don't worry about anybody. Everybody's forever. Be that for a few days. Test the waters. I can never ride a bicycle until I get on the fucking bike. I can watch videos. I can do all the research. I can gather all this knowledge, and then I can equate it to that, to only the past of illusion, which is going to give me that experience of trusting that idea over myself, filled, interlaced with illusion, and then it never works out the way you want it to. Because you're expecting it because they said this, and that was the theory, and this was the research. And you did all that shit, and all you had to do was just get on the fucking bike and ride. Okay? Do it. Do it. Find it. Find yourself. Be honest. Doesn't matter. Roxy scared the shit out of herself, but keep seeing where her channeling is going. This is not what she thought when she started channeling. She still sees the idea of being up on stage with Esther Hicks having that, and then Bashar's over here, crying over there, and 80,000 people in an open air stadium on a nice summer's night. Rock bands playing, channeling, Ascension. And it's not the idea of ascension and try to raise a species. It's the ascending of each one's vibration by just having a fucking good time. And that's what she's discovering. It's just about having fun. It's about making this life so awesome that you don't want to leave. You have no expectations of the next minute, and you have zero regrets for the last second. You are perfect peace in the now. That's her journey. That's where she's going to be, that idea. You don't have to leave the earth. You don't have to ascend. You don't have need all the other constructs of evolution except what those are within you. And that is following your joy. And let's see the possibilities in each individual one of you to see where creation can go through your own constructs, through your own love for the self. Doesn't need to go on Roxy's path. Fuck no. Doesn't need to go on anyone's path that says the Pleiadians' path, the Council of Seven's path, Bashar's path, or Esther's path. I don't give a flying fuck about anyone else's path except the path of honesty that you choose for yourself. That's my joy. I want to see the God that you are. And not this God, higher self God. Not the God of the oversoul collective fire. Not the God of Sylvester. The God that inhabits this wonderful body of a human, that walks amongst us every day, that fills our vibration in the physical co-creation of unconditional love. That's the God I want to see. That's my joy. That's why we speak. For you to be that. Each and every one of you are equals to Jesus, to Buddha, to anyone you can imagine. You are brethren, Roxanne. Love equals. There is no higher, there is no more, there is no less, there is experience. Fuck polarity, don't scale that shit in this rodeo. You know that now. So rock your world by being the steps of the self. I am a God. I fear the shit out of the idea mirror. I fear acceptance. I acknowledge and love and embrace that. I fear I will not belong. I fear I will be judged. I fear the own mirror, which is I fear creation of myself that was gifted to me by conscious creation. That's what I fear. And now I am the dragon. And now I will be that idea. That's your journey. Oh, yeah. Feel it, don't you? Stirring up, don't you? Feel it? Fucking dragon, feeling it coming up. Being that idea of a reckless God, an incorrigible God that doesn't give a shit about rules, that creates its own path, that blazes into the unknown for other to fill their idea nose with the smell of your vitality, your vibration of love, and they can choose themselves. Is that not who you are? I dare say yes. That's who you are. Badass. Gods creating on earth to bring forth what you are capable of. Know this. This is the species that is unlimited. This is the species that can be God on an idea planet, a physical earth, a place, a full-blown God. This is the unlimited species that you see. The other constructs are a construct of limitation. They have their own evolution. They're sourced. They remember. They know. You forgot to be that. An unbridled God on earth? Now that's going to be a show. That's who you are. Find it in me, which is in you. Honest. Courage. The virtue that is at every testing point of all virtues. Courage. Be that. Express it in any way. Anger, frustration. Yell, scream, holler, I don't give a fuck. Find your way through this idea of fear. And you will see the light that you are, that you bear to the blind. You bring sight. God on, entities. God on. We love you. Ooh. Thank you, Sly. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And I'll see you guys soon. I love you.